Hey folks, Dan Frio here, the opening bell with Dan Frio, and today is April 21st, 2021. We're going to talk about where we left off yesterday. There's some cannabis information that came out. Cryptocurrencies are starting to rebound. Some earnings such as Netflix came in and they're not good. Their subscription base basically hit about 2/3 of what they expected it to hit, and a bunch of other things. So don't go away, we'll be right back. Okay, yesterday's verdict came in. It's not a political channel, but I'm just glad there was no unrest all over the place and cities being burnt down and so forth. So that kind of went on Wall Street and all over basically the country. People were at a little bit of ease because of the verdict. You don't have to comment. I don't want you to comment, please, if you agree or disagree or whatever. It's not a political channel. I'm a mortgage guy that does this just to spread some of my knowledge with you guys for educational and entertainment purposes only. What I do with my money. So one of my kids came to me and said, "Dad, you know a lot about stocks and bonds and this. Why don't you share that wealth? Because a lot of people just don't know the basics behind things." So that's why I do the mortgage update every day to advise people what's going on with mortgage rates. But I wanted to also come in and say, guys, here's what I do with my financial investments and how I research things and so forth. So let's dig in a little bit today on some things on what I do, and maybe you can pick up something from that. So let's get on to it. Today we see on Wall Street, the indexes are all up, which is great. We had a 2-day collapse. Not a huge collapse with things, but things have gone down the last 2 days, but we're on a little bit of a recovery right now. I think one of the things that came out with the verdict, a lot of people were thinking, well, what's this going to do? It's going to create chaos all over the place. So that was one thing. Another thing is, earnings seasons is here, and some of the things are coming back. The financials are coming back strong. Some other companies, such as Netflix, saw subscriptions at 4 million subscribers in the past month. They're expecting 6, coming off a record quarter of 16 million. So they're far off their top line numbers. We saw cryptocurrencies starting to rebound a little bit. They took a hiccup because there was some bad news for Bitcoin out in the markets. Yesterday, I posted a 420 video talking about cannabis stocks. Here's what's going on with the cannabis field. Since I covered that real quick, is they're starting to recover, and as states come in and legalized marijuana, that hopefully it will legalize a lot of banking and tax implications that a lot of cannabis companies see. What happens is they don't get a lot of tax benefits because they're basically they're not federally approved. Okay, so once they get federal approval, they'll get a lot of tax breaks and such in that field, and that'll help boost their earnings on top of things. So that's an area we really want to focus in on. But let's just cover the headlines right now. Netflix stock is down because of that. Dogecoin, you guys know how I feel about Dogecoin. Dogecoin is a meme. You can make money on it. I don't particularly trade in it. I don't even really do much research on it because it's really not used. It's just I won't get into it. I don't buy this, and you can blip me down below if you have a lot of research to counter my thoughts on Dogecoin being just a meme, where Bitcoin is starting to gain some traction. Yesterday, Visa came out and said their Zelle, I think it's Zelle, or Vimo, I forget what it is. They have another piece of a payment processing part, Zelle. They have a payment part of their entity, and you're able to now buy cryptocurrencies through their exchange as well. So that was Yahoo Finance. Let's go to CNBC. Dow's up 200. Down through here, this is good news for what I do for a living. Mortgage rates or mortgage demand has increased 8.6 after rates have fallen to a 2-month low. So if you miss the boat, you're not going to be able to get historically low rates, but if you're in 4 or above, I highly suggest you look into something. Please give us a call. I'll give you my information at the end of the video. Here are watch lists that we watch on a daily basis. I'm going to go through that. Staples, Google, Apple, Facebook. What are they doing? Google's down 1. Apple's down really nothing, and Facebook is down 1. You see, though, a lot of green. Yesterday, the whole chart was red. Let's go into some areas that we kind of focus in on. Berkshire Hathaway. Instead of putting your money in savings, I put it in Berkshire Hathaway. Why? It's a very stable stock, and it's run by the premier management. Warren Buffett runs this thing, and he's basically the man of our times when it comes to financial advice and planning. Ford is another area where I've been increasing my positions on for their electronic vehicles, and I have a Ford Edge. I love it. Now the cryptocurrencies, where are we sitting in those areas? Well, here, let's go up to this one real quick though. Big digital assets. I've been adding to my positions to this since it was about $1.14. So I've doubled my money in the matter of about 3 weeks. It had a big run up to where is it? The 52-week high is 4, and that was just maybe a week ago. It took a collapse with Bitcoin. This is a cool concept. So if you would look up this symbol BBKCF, it's basically it'll be able to help forensically law enforcement track down people that use this for bad reasons. And that's one of the biggest issues that people do have is they're like, well, bad countries and drug dealers and things like that they're the only ones that use digital currency. Well, that's not true. And if you really dig down into it and find out the specifics with everything, you'd be slightly, hopefully, very much surprised on what can be done if you really try to dig in and see, who's using this stuff. We also go to the Bitcoins, the Ethereums, and the Bitcoin Cash. You can buy these through PayPal directly, but if you don't want to do it that way, you can buy the stocks. Grayscale has a slew of stocks that are specifically based for a cryptocurrency. For example, Grayscale Bitcoin Cash. This is not Bitcoin, so don't be confused with Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin Cash. It's a fork off of Bitcoin. It is down 2% today. Bitcoin, which is GBTC, the Grayscale Bitcoin, that is Bitcoin specifically, is basically flat today. And Ethereum, this is where I hold most of my positions. Ethereum is the network, basically I'll just say the network on how most cryptocurrencies operate through, okay, or on. It's up 5.5% today. And it's been getting kind of clobbered, but you can see the 52-week high and low, $4 and $28. So we're just slightly off the 52-week high here. Bitcoin, it hit 58. We're at 47, so it's a pullback there. Is it a good time to buy or not? I'm not the one to say for you, but on these pullbacks, I add a little bit to my positions on a weekly basis. I've really pulled back on how much I'm putting in there because I'm starting to over leverage there, and I don't want to be in over leveraged territories. Other areas that I focus on is the blockchain piece of things when it comes to cryptocurrencies, but I'll get off of that. Let's get on to some of the staples that I've been basically adding to my positions to. Disney, I've been adding on a weekly basis. I've been keeping my positions steadily there each week. It's down 0.32. The 52-week high and low is 98 and 203, so we're about $20 off of the high. That's a 10% adjustment, so we're off that high. I find this as being, for me, reasonably priced and cheap at this time. Now, a lot of the cannabis stocks are starting to rally. So if you're looking into these, look into it now and quick because they're off their highs, so it might be a good time to maybe add or trickle some of this stuff into your portfolio. Alfrian, APHA, is up 2%. Canopy Growth up almost 4%. Kronos up 2%, and Cureleaf up almost 3%. So those are the ones I would focus in, or at least do your research and choose the one that fits, where you think might be a good position to be into. And then we start looking into some of the other areas where the ETFs. ETF is basically a basket of stocks. So let's say, for example, I hold positions in the XLF. XLF is financials. So if you want to buy stocks in Citibank, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, and so forth, and you're like, I really don't know which one to buy, look at buying the XLF or putting that into your portfolio. That will cover the gamut for you. It'll cover that whole section. XLE is the energy sector. This is where, with the infrastructure bill in talks, if that passes, this is going to be the play. right there, the energy sector. Okay, I've been also adding to my positions in semiconductors. If you're in the finance, or if you're buying stocks and following stocks, all you hear is about the semiconductor shortage. Here's a way to add to that position: the XSD. Again, that is the S&P stock portfolio of semiconductor stocks. It's up 1.4% today. So those are the areas I'm really focusing on. Coinbase, which was the big thing that came out last week at this time, it blew numbers out and it opened up, or ran on opening day, to $4.29 a share. Now it's down over $100 a share from that opening. So is this a good time to get in? I don't know. Maybe I'll do a little a segment over the weekend on just focusing on cryptocurrencies and how to buy them, and specifically what possibly to buy. And I'm not a true believer at this point right now about Coinbase, and I'll explain to that over the weekend. What's going on with cryptocurrencies directly? Bitcoin is up just a tad today, but it's down over 11% for the week. Ethereum's up 4% over the week, but up 11% in the last 24 hours. The other areas that I focus in on or I own positions in, is Bitcoin Cash, which you see right here. It's up 25% on the week, 5% for the last 24 hours, and Litecoin. Litecoin's up 4% for the week, 7% for basically the last 24 hours. So those are what I am. There's over 4,000 cryptocurrencies. I bet you didn't know that. So if you're going to buy any, please do huge research on this. But I hope my primary positions, number one is Ethereum, number two is Bitcoin. What's happening with the dollar? The dollar continues to drop, which I'm a fan of this. My goal was to get this down to 90, and you can see just not too long ago on 331 we were at 93. So it's coming right down in line to where I thought it was going to be. As the dollar devalues, cryptocurrencies will increase in value. What's going on with the MBS market today and mortgage rates? Mortgage-backed securities are up 3. That means what happens, and when this is what's going on with the price. This is what's going on with the price of the mortgage-backed security bond. As the price goes up, rates come down. 3 isn't that big a move, but I'd rather have an up 3 than a down 3. 10-year Treasury, we're up 1 basis points. I'll take it. I would love to see this get back to a 1.4 handle. I don't think that's going to happen unless the coronavirus kind of takes over again and causes havoc. But I'm okay at a 1.5, a 1.6. I'd even be okay with a 1.7 handle. Once we get over that, it starts to pull money out of the stock market and out of other areas of bonds, such as the mortgage-backed securities market. Economic news today, the only thing really coming out is the 20-year bond auction. That usually plays a little bit of havoc sometimes on what's happening with the mortgage-backed security bond, but I don't see any major changes here today. And if you want to find out more about me and my channel, please visit me at The Rate Update with Dan Frio. On YouTube, I have over 13,000 subscribers, over 800 videos. I'm a mortgage guy. I've done it for 32 years, so if you're looking to build, buy, refinance, you're in a forbearance, and you just need some help, please reach out to us. Let me give you my information here on the website that you could go to conclude this. Other than that, guys, have a great day. Be safe, be happy, and but if you'd like to reach out to me directly, check out therateupdate.com. If you want to apply for a mortgage, hit right here. This is the button. You could basically take this button here, do your loan from beginning all the way through closing. You get notifications, you get your disclosures, you get everything. It's fast and easy. If you want to call, scroll down below, call the 800 number, 844-775-LOAN. Or scroll up here and you're like, Dan, I work shift work or whatever. I'm not home. I can't talk to you during normal hours. Go scroll up a little bit. We have a calendar here. You can pick from a 15, 30, and 60-minute consultation. You click it. It opens up the calendar. You then click a day that works for you. You pick a time. It'll alert you, me, via text, email. We can do this either by Skype, Zoom, or phone call. However you seem to fit, it fits the best into your schedule. Other than that, guys, God bless, take care, have a good day. I'll see you at 5 o'clock.